Welcome to About Her Business, the podcast where we leave all the gossip at the door and get straight down to business. I'm your host, Jonte. And today we have the founder of Revamp by Avneet, Miss Avneet Chhabra. Now, Miss Chhabra is a licensed therapist who uses her psychic abilities to help others find their purpose and navigate through hard challenges using some very unique spiritual practices. And she's here today to help us check our charts on what she means business. So, ladies, grab your cups and your notepads and let's get down to it. The meeting is now in session. Welcome, Miss Amni.
Thank you. Thank you, Chanda, for having me on this podcast.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to talk with you today. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. Perfect. So, what first drew you to occult science? At what point did you shift from curiosity into something you knew that it would become a business?
So it didn't start as a business at first, but I wanted to search for a few answers. It was more of a personal exploration that I wanted to have. But then the turning point came when I started seeing these tools, the various tools that I'm using right now, the astrology, tarot, or subconscious work that I am doing, that they weren't just philosophical. They were something which helped me take corrective measures. So that was the time when I started feeling those help, those measures that I could feel. So when I started having those real shifts, I realized that this is not just curiosity that I should limit to, but I should genuinely help people transform lives. And that's how I went on this journey.
Oh, I love that. And for the people who out there may not fully understand this space, how do you define the work you do in like practical or results driven terms?
I'll simplify it this way. I help people identify the roots which are not visible that is affecting their results. Like, for example, if I may take a while to explain, so someone might think that they have a marketing problem, but the real issue could be that they are not able to take the decisions, or the timing is not good, or even might be feeling some kind of energetic resistance, right? So if I talk about one of my case, a person was facing issues in his career as he wasn't able to fulfill one of his promises to visit a religious place, right? So it wasn't that he didn't want to visit but or has forgotten it, but it was that he wasn't able to chalk out plan to do so, as there were many people involved in that plan. So when he came to me for astrological consultation for his career, so I reminded him of that unfulfilled promise. So that's when he agreed to it, that yes, he has a promise that he needs to fulfill. And when he aggressively chalked out a plan to fulfill that promise, within 2 months, he started feeling relief in office politics that he was facing at work.
Yeah.
So, in nutshell, I would say my work is not just about diagnosing the root cause. It is about chalking out what is happening, why it is happening, and what solution can be taken out so help the person to grow further, right? So, if I may say, the goal is it is always a measurable quantity that comes. It might be some better improved relationships, it might be better decisions. Some people, if they start feeling financial growth, even if they were coming for me for a different reading, it's all about finding that real root cause that is hampering them, that is stagnating them, and helping them move forward.
Oh, I love that. And you hit on a real highlight of why I help and why I'm in this field, which is not to diagnose people, but to actually get to the main cause of what's holding this person back. So I just absolutely love your philosophy and your approach when it comes to that. Now, I want to talk about a defining moment with a client that made you realize that this is something that people are willing to invest in.
So I have one. And interestingly, it wasn't a huge case. It was a very early client who came in completely stuck emotionally and financially. We talked together, we sat together for 1 or 2 sessions. But when they got the real help, their situation improved. They came back and said, I would have paid 10x for it, what you have done for me. And then I realized that it's not the information that people pay for. It is the clarity and direction they get that they pay for. It is the moving out of that stagnant situation, the stuck situation. When they come out of that, they pay for that. So, and in today's world, clarity is one of the most valuable assets, because I can see many people, they are just what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to do this or that. They are so stuck about going all those decisions, taking all those decisions. All they need is a little bit clarity whether I should go with this or not. And that really helps people move forward.
Oh, I love that. And I agree. Like, we have so many energies around us, and me being a person like that who can pick up on energies, I'm very energy sensitive. So I can definitely pick up on those frequencies of when a person is not having a good day or someone doesn't like someone in the room and now it becomes very stuffy. So I totally identify with that. And I also want to talk about a specific study you've done just recently with women premenopause and postmenopause conditions. Can you explain to our audience a little bit about that study?
Actually, what happened was a lady came to me and she was like, I'm having all those medicines to get rid of depression and all those conditions I'm suffering because of premenopausal condition. So she was like, I am so stuck. I don't know. The medicines are not working for me. So that's when we decided, of course, there were other parameters too, which were taken care of while we decide the regression therapy for that person. So we decided that we will go for our regression therapy and we started on a day, and it was like that session started with a very calm, and suddenly she was like, oh, why am I in a war scene? See, she when I took her back, she saw a year, I think it was 1528, if I'm not wrong, and she was saying chaos all through all the bloodbath she was able to see, and everything chaotic, really bad environment. And then she was like, I am seeing so many bad things. And then she was like, okay, let's move forward. I took her forward. We went even previous time, and it was 1469. So again, she was saying all the destruction and everything. And what happened was she was facing so many issues because of that trauma she had been into once upon a time. One of his past lives, she had seen all those traumas and she was experiencing all those conditions because of that. So when we released those fear over there, she got to know that she needs to work for the nature. So she started doing very small attempts of gardening or helping educating people about nature. She started that, and I would say miraculously, or I would say that she had learned her lesson, that she was able to get help from the doctor about her medicine started helping her. So medicine started helping her, and she was like, now I can literally move forward. I'm not feeling very depressed. I have certain motto in my life and I'm feeling so relieved. Again, another case where this happened with a postmenopausal lady. She was also saw so much bloodbath and everything, all those kind of things she again saw. And though she was told a different remedy to do in the past life regression therapy only, she was told a different remedy to do. But when she started doing it, she started feeling the relief. So her medicine, which was like she had to take daily, it became SOS. So, with all meditations that she further went ahead, her SOS medicine also, the dosage kept on decreasing. So, I feel really blessed when these kind of things we get relief of such kind of conditions. And today's world, we face so many, I mean, you can come around so many ladies who are facing these kind of issues, but they are not realizing they are facing these issues because of this premenopausal or postmenopausal thing, right? They might be facing so many problems in their lives, but they don't really know what to do and how to do. Sometimes they will be like, medicines are not working, this is not working. And then they start getting frustrated. So, all I did was that I helped her out, see the thing that is happening. I wanted her to see the clarity she needed. The moment she had that clarity, her medicine started helping her out. She was even, her dosage got reduced. See, normally what we say, we never say leave your medicine, right? Because this is an alternative healing science. We never say leave your medicine or you should stop your medicine. I always say keep taking your medicines. Doctor will reduce it himself when you start heal. So when a person starts feeling that healing, The doctor will always come and say, okay, you don't need this medicine now, you are doing well. So he'll automatically reduce the dosage. So I always say, keep having your medicines and see the miracle happening, provided your guides agree to it, that you have learned your lesson. Is the main thing.
I love that, and that's an amazing experiment because I never thought that just reflecting on things that you may have experienced in the past life that has manifested it in your current life to have and play such a important role in your health. So thank you for doing the experiment. Now, I do want to ask, why do you think that this particular topic needs more awareness in society?
The main part of, if we talk about our world, women's play a major important role in many things, right? Sometimes we don't give them that place, sometimes they get their place. But when they are even given that place, sometimes the stress they have to come across is so much that they don't realize, and slowly they don't take care of themselves, they don't take care of their energies, because they're always so much invested. I have to do this, I have to do that. So when you're invested so much, you need to take care of yourself too. So also women have a system that they'll feel that depression, they are so emotional. Normally we all say that women are very emotional and they're very intuitive, right? But when it comes to them, they never take care of themselves. That's what I have come across. So when so it is the need of the hour, they start investing in themselves. They should do meditation or anything which helps them move forward, helps them recover the feelings they are having. They should have platforms they can speak on, so that they can come their heart out, they can emotionally tell what they are going through, right? And when they don't do that, see, when the menopausal time period comes, they start feeling these kind of things because they weren't very verbal about their emotions. They were keeping all, I can't, what the other person might think. And it is not just women, even men I have seen, they start facing midlife depressions and all. And we really need to work on this emotional and mental aspect of our lives, so that we can lead a very healthy life.
Absolutely. And you hit on a lot of key points, especially when it comes to women. We try to do everything on our own and ignore a lot of the health issues we're going through, and our mental health tend to suffer because of that. And I agree, we do need to have more platforms to give women and men the opportunity to release those emotions so we can all heal. Now, speaking of platforms, how did you go from practicing privately to creating a visible and very popular platform like your blog and sharing your own client success?
So initially, what I did was, it was mostly private and referral based. People tell, "Oh, I have gone to this, I got solutions." So people come to me because of those referrals. But then I realized that people needed education before they could trust. Like in the case of premenopausal or postmenopausal, or even people could be helped with the health problems too for this manner. So when I realized that thing, I started sharing those insights or case studies, the patterns I observed. It wasn't to convince people, but to help them see the relevance of situations in the content, right? So once people feel understood, they naturally will come and talk to you. They will be open to work with you. And that's how my platform grew, through relatability and results. I never did aggressive marketing, never, ever. It was all started through the referral, and then it went to educating people about what is happening around, and how these, even the regression therapy or chakra healings, can help people move forward. Because it is not just limited to this, but I would like to tell you another story of mine. So it was another case when I had come across a visiting card, a business card normally we share with people. I came across a business card and it was having a lot of watery element on it. So we do have a vastu of the energy readers of the visiting cards also. We do vastu of that also. So what happened, it was so much, it was having so much watery element that I asked the lady, are you feeling any kind of issues in near your sacral chakra, right? And she agreed to it, that yes, she is having. And I told her few more things about her business that she might be facing. She agreed to it. I did very minimal changes because she had a color. We have colors for the brand and all. We can't change. We don't want to change basically. So I twisted all those things around that only. But then she saw a real shift in her, how she was dealing with people, how she was dealing in her business. So these were very small things that I did, and they were very small changes that she felt in the beginning, but later on, she started feeling the bigger changes.
I love that example that you gave because you think that, especially a lot of people, when it comes to therapy, oh, you're just out here just selling a dream. And when I get there, it's completely something different. So I thank you for taking the route of actually wanting to educate people before they actually start the process because as you said, that is literally where the fears and the stigmas lie because a lot of people don't know exactly how the process works or what process they may actually need to take. So just by being open and honest with clients or even just people who are interested in the field can completely shift the dynamic completely. Now, speaking of trust and credibility, how were you able to build your trust and credibility with your new clients being in such a unfamiliar space?
See, I don't try to convince them, but I focus on the clarity. I try to give them the clarity. The more I'll be transparent, what I do and what I don't, it'll be more helpful. I won't make promise miracles. I don't promise that you will see these kind of miracles. I can just provide directions and tools that I have. The rest is upon guides who guide me and who can guide you guys also, right? They do the miracles. I don't do them. I can just provide the directions and tools. And over period of time, the consistency that builds credibility. So when people see pattern in your work, they hear real experiences, trust naturally comes in on the way, right? It naturally builds up. So you don't have to tell them, no, you have to be doing this, you have to be doing this. But they just come and tell me, this is what is happening with me, this and this is there. Even I changed logos for few people to just let them out of those round and round marketing strategies they were going on and feeling stuck. I tweaked those logos also because we deal with energies and not just the all those things that are around us. No, we deal with energies. I have to make sure that energy is aligned to your astrological chart. Energy is aligned to the work that you are doing. The moment that energy is aligned, you will automatically start seeing the results. And that's the clarity I try to give to anyone who comes to me, anyone who wants to transform their lives. I try just to give that clarity.
Oh, and again, you use one of those big keywords that a lot of people be looking for in the mental health field, which is clarity. A lot of people would love to just be able to understand what you're going to do, what process we're taking, how my situation differs from the next person that was before me. So I love your approach when working with clients. Now, I want you to walk us through a specific case or how do you identify the issue and position your solution in a way that the client understood the business of the impact?
So, definitely, the person came to me through an astrological session where they wanted to know the reason for the declining sales and the issues being faced at the factory, right? So, that's when I told them about a non functional machine that was kept in the north side of the factory, to which they agreed that there is a machine kept in that area for around past 12 years, and it wasn't, and they weren't able to use it, that machine, and neither get rid of it. Neither they were able to use it nor get rid of it. So it was just lying there, right? And in Vastu, getting anything in the north direction which is not working is a big no no for any business, right? So that was through an astrological consultation that I told them. So we decided to find the root cause of the same, why they are not able to remove that machine, because it was so big machine and they couldn't find any person whom they could sell that machine to who could use it, right? So we decided to find the root cause of the same through regression therapy. And if I tell you, it came out that this owner of that factory was in past life a mine owner, right? Was owning a mine where one of the worker was asking for money because giving excuse to feed his children. But since the worker was new and the owner was not very convinced that he is into such a situation, and as per, if I remember the session, the owner couldn't decide straight away to help him. So, what happened? Because of all this delay, the worker's child passed away because of hunger. And because of his situation, the worker was so angry with the owner that this machine arrived in his current life just to take the revenge of that person. The situations became so twisted and turned that this machine landed up with this person, and it was a revenge of that energy that happened, that worker, that he wanted them to suffer because of work only. So in the session we did seek forgiveness from that worker. He was very adamant, it was very difficult to convince him, but finally with the help of the spirit guides we were able to convince that person. So he told us to do few things for the betterment of workers and few other remedies. The most beautiful part is that the moment those remedies were completed, machine was completely sold off. Till the time one remedy was left, she wasn't able to sell the machine. It was again stuck, and then she remembered, oh, I didn't complete that remedy. I told her, go ahead and do that. Why are you not doing it? So she went ahead and did it, and within 2 days, the machine completely went away. Machine was completely sold off, and they were able to see themselves coming out of those stuck situations and see their business in a better position. Even so, after that, they started even a new business also, which was stuck from quite a long time. So this was a really, I was really, you sometimes you can't say it in words, but I really had goosebumps the day she told me the machine has gone, and that was the day she messaged me around 8:45, and by 9 p.m. I was writing down that blog that machine finally went away, because that was really an emotional motion time for her too, because it went away after 12 years, and somehow deep down the her heart she knew that this machine is creating a lot of negativity around in the factory. But sometimes we are not able to realize that this is the main issue that is causing so many issues, and they weren't able to progress because of that. So it was a very wow moment for her also, and a very goosebump giving motion time period for me also, that this happened so beautifully, that energy got finally, but she did all those things that she was told in the session. And because in any PLR session, what I have always witnessed is, if a person learns the lesson that this needs to be corrected, he feels that energy, that shift very quickly. But if we get adamant that, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm not like this, how can they say this to me, that miracle, I would say that the person delays that miracle themselves.
Wow. And who knew that even our possessions or things that we have inside of our business that was once of huge value to help us grow can carry so many energy. So you guys pretty much everything carries energy seems like.
Energy is everywhere. Everywhere energy is there. From when you wake up, even when you're sleeping, you have energies around and you have to deal with those energies. And sometimes you might wake up, oh, I was having that dream. What did it mean? I never understood why I'm seeing that those kind of dreams. Even I have came across people who saw their past lives in their dreams, and that too so clearly. The moment they wake up, they come and share experience with me. I was there and I was doing that, and then they say, okay, let's do one session and see if I really was there and I was really facing that issue. But then I say, just believe it if you have seen. But sometimes for their mental satisfaction, I say, okay, fine, if you want, we can further see what is the thing and how we can really get help with it.
Oh, wow. And again, thank you so much for sharing that with our audience because I now realize I have to release a lot of energy from a lot of things in my house. So thank you for that too. Now, I want to talk about how you package your services and the prices. How do you set that up to be more of an investment than just another therapy session?
So, see, I normally, as I told you, I always work for people's clarity. So, I help them. My services are more of like decision support systems, right? So, because one right decision can save or even make much more than we can imagine, even lakhs of currencies they can make. So instead of selling sessions, I focus on the value of clarity, direction, and what mistakes can be avoided. Like I have told that person, always don't put any machine in north zone of your factory, which you can't run, right? So I basically help people get out of those stuck situations. That stuck situation might be anything from it might be a very simple a dustbin lying around in a zone to a very sophisticated machine that I had discussed, right? So the investment becomes obvious now. People do think of it more as an investment rather than a service service selling or something like that. They see it as an investment. They see, yes, we are going to get benefit about it. We are going to find solutions to the things that we are stuck till today. And they never then object. Sometimes they just, I ask them whether you want it to be like, I don't want to go above this hour because all services are chargeable, right? So I tell them that this are the two things that you can do. What do you want? So many a time I have seen people, they say we don't mind time if we get solution, if we can get rid of the situations, stuck situations, if we can help our health out, if we can align our chakras, we don't mind. And I have always seen people taking it as an investment rather than a selling point of thing.
Oh, come on, girl, because that was literally it. And I understand why now it's looked at as more of an investment than it is just another therapy session. Because as you said, it's where you're not really looking to diagnose a person. You're looking to actually help the person find a solution to whatever their root cause is that is holding them back. And I absolutely love that philosophy. You would get a total investment because she gets it, y'all. Now, let's talk about the types of clients that typically come to you. Are these people business owners or just different individuals? And in your opinion, how do they differ?
So I normally cater to both kind of people, the individuals and the business owners. Sometimes business owners come for themselves also, and sometimes they do come for their business also. So they can usually come with they want emotional clarity, relationships, or life directions. If I talk about individuals, if I talk about business owners, they would be coming more for growth, the kind of decisions they need to make, the timing, kind of people they can hire. The when they want to expand, they ask whether it is the good area to invest in, or sometimes they do come for vastu also. So when they feel that if this land energy would suit me or not, and how it can be more beneficial for me. So in terms of business, they come for these kind of things. But interestingly, what I have seen that both of these things normally overlap, because even business challenges sometimes we see they are more deeply personal at the core. They have some kind of stuck energy in their bodies that they start feeling that shift in that stuckness in business also.
Awesome. And again, you've given us several cases of where you work with businesses and where you work with individuals and how you work with them. And thanks for explaining how that process with you works on how you manage with business owners and individuals. Because I think a lot of times when we talk about entrepreneurs, we're thinking that they're coming in as their individual self, but as you highlighted, sometimes it can be just geared towards their business. So thank you for explaining that to our audience. Now, I want to talk about what has been your most effective channel for attracting clients. Has it been through, say, word of mouth or referrals or content? How have you grown your business?
So word of mouth, as I told earlier, also word of mouth has been the strongest one. Yes, content do play a huge role when I started that journey, but people discover you through content, but they convert because of the trust that is built through stories, or I should say, the real life stories, the experiences people have gained, and the recommendations given by them. That really helps to grow.
Absolutely. And I think that you definitely hit on that biggest one, which is word of mouth, because that's literally how businesses grow through your reputation, through people, your actual clients enjoying and going out telling their family and their friends. So I think that you hit on that the biggest one that a lot of businesses struggle with, which is that word of mouth. Now, for someone with a similar or spiritual intuitive gift such as yours, what is the biggest misconception you see when it comes to, say, spiritualists trying to monetize on the internet?
See, the biggest thing that they can go wrong is undervaluing their work or staying vague. So many people they stay in I want to heal people, but they don't know how to translate their work into outcome, right? They know that they can do this, but sometimes they are very much rigid about no, I can't do this, and they are fearful also, right? If I do, what will happen? So, see, the thing is that people need to understand what problem you can solve. So they should invest in no they really have to invest in the things that they are gifted with so that they can help others, and they need to find the process themselves only. Nobody can come and help you out that this is the process you need to follow, because every psychic or every spiritual person who has a unique intuitive gift is different. They can't be same, but they really need to value their work. What they are doing, they need to value that. They really need to understand that no two persons can be same, and they have to chalk out their plans themselves. They have to chalk out how they can really convert those gifts into helping someone, because the person who is coming for help, he or she might not understand the way kind of work you are doing. If someone comes to me and they say some ex person did this way, you also do that way, I and that person, they are not same. I might do it a different way. And I might do it different for different people. Why? Because their energies told me to do that way. So, any person who has spiritual intuitive gift must understand that they really need to value their things they are giving, right? And they really need to understand that they have to chalk out the plan to do the things. They had to chalk out the process that is required. That might be going through anyway, but they need to do it. Nobody else can come and dictate them. You have to do this. And many a times I have seen people, I want to perfect this and then I'm going to do. This energy work can't see perfection. I have come across so many cases till now. I have written only a very small percentage of cases that I have done. I have written very small percentage of success stories that I have done. I've written very few of them. But then when you see back, I still feel sometimes when I get a new case now, I'm always like, what new thing I'll learn this time? Every time is different. Every time, even I learn many things that I haven't witnessed earlier. But since I know how these energy works, so I'm able to help you out of all those situations, because my guides help me to help you to get out of those situations. So it is like you can't wait to become a perfect, but you need to start somewhere. You can start with your the very close people who really want help. You can start helping them, and then later on with time you will realize how things work for you. Because when it comes to friends and family, we normally have a similar kind of energy systems, so we understand what is happening and how it is happening. So we must start. That is also one of the thing that people mostly are like, oh, I want to get perfect and then I'll start. And then that is the biggest mistake, because you can never be perfect. This energy system is so big. This is so big that Even today, I start learning things. I read till date. I read my cases again and again just to have another viewpoint which I might have overlooked. Normally, I don't, because we directly ask what is the thing that we need to learn. I normally do that way. But still, I read them again and again so that I do not forget the lesson that was told to the other people. Why I need to wait that, oh, I need to learn this lesson, then again I'll come in another lifetime and I'll say I needed to learn that lesson and I'll be learning it a hard way. No, I don't want to learn it a hard way. I'll read and incorporate that lesson in my life too. If some person was told that you should work for nature, why I should wait and see that when my turn will come, then only I'll learn this lesson? No, I can read that case again and again and make an imprint of it that I also need to work for nature. Why? Because nature is helping me out every day. The guides that I come across, they are nature. They come and help me out. So why not me go and aware people that yes, you have to work for this? Like once upon a time, I wrote about a smile, right? How a smile can change person's life altogether. So what if time permits, I can explain that. So what happened was I was just going for a walk and I saw a person coming who was quite tensed. What I did was I just smiled. Nothing I did. And the very next moment, I was working in my society. And the very next moment, I saw that person again after 30 minutes walking. We all were walking, and after 30 minutes, I saw that person again. But now, this time, the person wasn't so tensed. What happened was, see, he saw that I was smiling. So, in your reciprocation or anything, you can say the person also smiled. So, for a minute, the whole system reset and he was able to rethink about his situation again in a different manner, which might have helped him come out of that situation. And then he might have found the solution. So, he was literally less tense. What happened? I just smiled, nothing else I did, right? So, smiling is something which can help people reset their system and think about that thing again. So, even when my son is like, I'm not able to solve this thing, so what I tell him, just close the book for a minute and do something else, read something else. And then later on, visit that page again and you'll find the solution. And normally he then does. Because what happened is you gave it a reset. Okay, I am going to stop this and I'm going to do something else. So you have a calm moment for yourself. And then when you come back, you have the solution. It was lying there before also. The question didn't change. But what happened was your mindset changed and it helped you find the solution.
Absolutely. And she gave out some great examples, y'all. And me being me, I've been through a couple of those examples. And I'm here to tell you, you have to trust yourself on this process, especially when you're out here helping people. You have to literally believe in your mission, believe in your purpose, and use those gifts, no matter how small you may think they may be in a big world, because some people may think just smiling, as you just said, is something very simple. Everybody can do it, but everybody does not do it. So if you're that person that's constantly smiling like me, I was the one that was constantly compliment women on their outfits, especially if I saw you walking around with your head hanging down, or if you had just got cussed out in the meeting. I didn't mind complimenting your outfit or compliment anything like your work or something like that, just to increase the energy and increase that self-worth back into self. So you guys, it literally costs you nothing to be a good person out here.
Yes, it just creates a positivity around you and it really resolves the issue all of a sudden. And you're like, huh, the solution was so simple. I didn't realize it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, let's talk about how you scale as your demand grows. Do you plan to expand as far as digital products, courses, or keeping it high touch and personalized? How do you plan on changing your business?
See, I believe in a hybrid model. This is kind of a domain where high touch work will always remain there. I have to give personalized things for transformations. Like if we talk about chakra healing, we normally what we see, People say these are the set of remedies that you need to do and your chakras will start healing. But what I have witnessed over a period of time, it is that you need specialized remedies for each person. It might be as simple as writing a love letter for yourself, to it might be as big as going and growing a tree, right? So every transformation requires personalization, and that's what I believe. But I'm also expanding into structured courses and digital products so that more and more people can access this knowledge at different levels. I'm coming up with the Crystals Magic course, which is starting on 19th of April, to establish the learners as a crystal healers. So what I'll be providing them is knowledge, what I have come across, the kind of research I have done with crystals, how they are interrelated to astrological combinations or the tarot cards, how they are interconnected. And along with that, I'm also going to provide software to help them establish in the field, kind of, because remembering each and every crystals, the kind of purpose they can solve, the kind of astrological combinations they can serve to, or the kind of tarot cards combination they can serve to, it's really huge. So a software will help the beginners to establish themselves. That is what I am planning right now. So it's mainly about what impact I can create and how accessible I can make it. So that's the reason that I have come up with the course. But if transformation is concerned, it always requires personalization. It is no, matlab, there's no nothing else beyond personalization, but it can't be done like I talk to 10 people, okay, come in batch and you can have this transformation. No, it can't happen. I have to keep it very personalized. But yes, I what I can do is I can help people get more and more crystal healers, or the healers or astrological people who can help them get out of the situation. That's what I can do.
Absolutely. And I actually love that you keep saying personalized because with spirituality being such a popular trend now on the internet and everybody's using crystals, everybody's using cards, and everybody's giving out advice on how to get those chakras in alignment. So as she's told y'all, you have to literally get to know yourself, and it literally can start with a professional helping you do that. So for highlighting that for our audience as well. Now, sadly, we get closer to the end of today's episode. And I want to ask you because we've talked about the business side, but I actually want to talk about you as a person yourself. So, how do you balance the energetic and spiritual side of your work with the structure and discipline that's needed to run a business?
See, actually, for me, structure really supports spirituality, because when you have discipline, so you have systems made along, and the clarity that helps me to serve better. So what happens is, see, part of the things I really try to use AI, like mailing everyone when I'm in a course, mailing everyone. I'll definitely use AI and automate all those systems so that everyone is having on time the links and various messages, the reminders they are having on time. So I definitely use all those AI automations. But when it is my spirituality, I prefer a literally structure. What I need to do when I need to do. Sometimes I might need to go for a quick shift, because when we do readings in between, sometimes it is really required to reset myself and then I'll do a quick one. But because I have a responsibility, if I have taken somebody's consultation, it is my responsibility and I need to do that. So basically there's intuition, but there's also planning and execution that I need to do, so that the people who are coming for help, they don't get really disheartened that she was saying that she'll be joining at this hour and she's not joining just because her previous client is doing. But then sometimes I have to excuse myself also, because previous session is going longer, so I just drop them a message, please, if you can wait for a little longer, because previous session is still going on and I can't cut the session in between if it is going right. So I have to finish that session. So I just that time I need to excuse myself and I message them, please bear with me, or we can do it at your preferred time again whenever you feel like. But mostly people are so understanding, they understand that thing. So they also adjust with my things, and that's how it works then.
Absolutely. And you hit on another key point, which is maintaining that discipline when you're out here and you're making appointments, you have to show up, but also having that courtesy of letting your clients know, hey, I'm running late in a session. Can you hold off for a second? It opens up that clarity and that openness, and it does eventually help build trust and credibility as well. So you're giving literally all the key terms and advice to our audience on literally how to be a successful entrepreneur, whether if you're in the mental health field or any other industry out there. Now, I want you to talk specifically to our audience right now, who, especially those women who are in unconventional industries. What would you say to them that could help them show up right now and build something profitable?
See, they need to understand that you don't need validation, you need results. People may judge initially, but when you will become success now, it will change every perception that is coming your at this moment. So if you truly believe in your work, focus on becoming so good that you speak louder than your opinions, right? So confidence comes when you showcase your results, even you feel confident. Like I felt confident when I first did my case and I was able to tell what is the real issue behind, and that person agreed to it. Even if I tell you a very small things, sometimes some very small things happen which build up confidence. Like I was on a live session and I was talking to a person. He was asking me about that I'm feeling so and so issues, right? And I told him, see, you are having this thing lying in your this zone of your house. You need to remove that because that thing is really hampering your energy in moving forward. And he was like, are you having a camera in my room? Because see, I wasn't able to see that person at all. I was in a live session, right? I wasn't able to see that person because many people had joined that session and his camera was completely off, turned off, right? And I wasn't able to see where he is sitting, what he is doing. But then the energy told me, na, the astrological chart that appeared, it told me everything that this is happening, this, and here it is causing an issue. I told him that this is causing an issue. The moment, the next time he joined back in that live session, he told me, ma'am, you told me, na, I removed that and I'm feeling so relieved. And I was like, good. Next time, don't do this mess again. It is that brings confidence in you that yes, this any not just this but any unconventional industry that you're talking about, things do happen. The trust, the confidence builds up the moment you start getting, even it can be a little success. Don't go for that I am going to get this much success and then I'll be confident. No, a very small thing like that person told me, yes, this that is there, that problem I'm facing. I told him, get a plumber and get that resolved. And he was like, okay, fine, I'll resolve that. So that was a small thing that happened, but that really shifted my energy to being confident that yes, I was able to predict something in front of a live audience to a person whom I could not even see who that person is, right? So little things that gets you confident. So you should just do the things and you should just keep working on what you believe.
Oh, I love that. Results, not validation, y'all. I love that message because as you said, is aware if you believe truly in your work and what you do, eventually the people literally start to come tell you that your work is working. And that is a beautiful message. And again, thank you for sharing so many stories of your work with our audience because I believe in this field and I do believe that it should be the leading treatment for mental health, but hey, that's neither here nor there. But sadly, you guys, we've come to the end of today's episode and we always leave with a legacy. And I give you a few moments to think about this. When it's all said and done, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
See, I want to normalize the space. I want to make it more of practical, respected, and accessible, basically. And more importantly, I want people to feel empowered, not just dependent, but aware, aligned, and capable of making better decisions in their lives and their business so they don't feel stuck and have the clarity around themselves, have clarity about the energies they are dealing with so they can move forward in lives. Moreover, above all, they can heal their karmas. And that is the tagline of my brand also. Let's heal our karmas. So when we heal our karmas, automatically energies move around and you don't feel stuck.
And sadly, you guys, today's episode has now come to an end. But before we go, we want to make sure we get all of your information. Please let us know your socials, your website, how we can sign up for your services. Let us know all the details.
So the website is www.revampbyavneet.com, and I am on Instagram. I also revamp by Avneet. I'm available there also. Though I have a YouTube channel, I have started a YouTube channel also. That is also by Revamp by Avneet. So on my website, you can clearly see what kind of services I do. Right. Sometimes, if you feel stuck, you can just drop a message over there and we will guide you what kind of the thing, what kind of service will help you even heal better and in a much faster way.
And we will be leaving all that information down in the description box below. Now, I do want to make sure that I do ask, what countries are you able to work with?
So right now I have worked with USA, Canada, Dubai, London. So I've worked across many countries. So even Europe, I have worked with the Europe timelines also. It's all that is required is sometimes you just need to drop a message. See, sometimes what happens is my slides, you might not be able to see the slots that you need, right? So you can just drop a message over there and we will chalk out some kind of thing. And in between that, we both can work together. So it can be done. And I make sure it happens when people really need, because I really believe help people transform their lives in a better way.
So y'all heard that. Everybody contact Miss Ebony. Now, before we end today's meeting, do you have any final words?
I would just say that you need to believe in yourself by all the means, because when you believe in yourself, people, or I would say the guides, spirit guides, do come and help you out of any situation that you are into. You just need to believe in yourself and ask for help whenever needed. Just keep things with you. Just ask for the help whenever needed, and it will turn the tables around, and your situation will, what you're facing, will be gone, and you'll be having much and better clarity about anything that you are facing right now.
And with that, ladies, today's meeting is now adjourned. Thanks again to therapist Avneet Chabra and the Breathe Out by Avneet for coming on and offering all her insights. And be sure to subscribe to About Her Business wherever you receive podcasts so you never miss whenever we upload. Also, leave us a comment down in the comment section on which industry you think I should interview next. Until next time, keep your goals tight, that circle tighter, and that bank account growing.